There's a document that has been leaked, and I want to talk to you guys about it. And this is a document pertaining to the Wendy Williams case. Okay, let's get into it. So I'm showing you guys a screenshot, okay, and it's got a reference number, okay? So I'm going to show you guys a couple of screenshots. Now, this specific situation is over Dr. Rami Kaminsky. His office is in New York City. And this is about the fact that Dr. Raminsky wrote a letter to Lori Schiller without Wendy's consent. At least that's what we know so far. Okay. Somebody actually did submit a complaint against Dr. Raminsky and basically exposing this. And this complaint was submitted back in 2022. If this complaint was submitted back in 22, what was the outcome of their investigation? Does the judge, Lisa Sokoloff, has she looked into this? Does she take this into consideration? Was this brought up to her attention? Because I have a lot of questions. Let me read to you guys a little bit of this complaint that was submitted. There's a reference number up there. Thank you for contacting the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Office for Civil Rights. The OCR enforces federal civil rights laws which prohibit discrimination in the delivery of health and human services based on race, color, national origin, disability, age, sex, religion, and the exercise of consciousness, and also enforces the Health Insurance Probability and Accountability Act, HIPAA privacy, and security and breach notification rules. So this basically oversees everything. We are in the process of reviewing your correspondence. We will complete our initial review as quickly as possible. If you have any questions, there's the website. Okay, director. Now there's a lot of redactions to this sheet. Please note that. On the bottom, there's some page numbers. So we're on page 1. Let's review this complaint. So the first and last name is redacted of the person making the complaint, okay? As well as their information. And this has Wendy Williams' name, Wendy Hunter, all right? And there is the organization that they believed violated someone else's health information privacy rights or committed another violation of the privacy rule. And they wrote down Dr. Rami Kaminsky's name there. Now, I have actually redacted the address and stuff like that because even though this is already leaked, I still don't want anybody filing any wrongful privacy complaints, which is what happens here a lot on YouTube. Okay, then it says, when do you believe the violation of a health information privacy right occurred? And they wrote January 20th of 2022. Now that is exactly the date of this letter that was leaked, right? January 20th of 2022. And then on the bottom it says, briefly describe what happened, how and why do you believe your or someone else's health information privacy rights were violated, or how another violation of the privacy or security rules occurred? Please be as specific as possible. And they write, on January 20th, 2022, Dr. Raminsky sent a letter to Lori Schiller, who is the patient's former employee, without the patient's knowledge and consent. This letter unlawfully disclosed information about the patient's ongoing treatment. This improperly obtained letter is used as a basis for legal proceedings against the patient. The patient did not grant consent to Dr. Kaminsky to disclose her private health information to anyone. Dr. Kaminsky's actions constitute breach of the patient-physician privilege and is in violation of the protections afforded to the patient by HIPAA. Okay, and let me stop right here. And there's a lot of redactions, as you guys can see. The person making the complaint is saying this improperly obtained letter is being used as a basis for legal proceedings against the patient, and that the patient did not consent to this letter, right? Was this letter used as a determining factor for Wendy Williams, for the things that are happening to Wendy Williams right now? That's the question that I have. It's very hard because we don't have access to any of that, right? A lot of this is sealed and whatnot. But the way in which this letter is written, okay, you would think that the court would have had some knowledge about this letter, because if they're making decisions, over Wendy based on how they said that this improperly obtained letter is being used as a basis for legal proceedings against the patient. Judge Lisa Sokoloff would have to have known that they're using this letter. She's not questioning this letter. She doesn't see this as a HIPAA violation. Like, I have a lot of questions about this. Or Is this the only thing that's being used against Wendy to keep her in this conservatorship, guardianship situation, to keep her against her will? I have a lot of questions about that receipt. I have a lot of questions about where it came from. And I also have a lot of questions about um, the author. Like, how did they get a hold of this information? And by the way, I'm glad that this information is out. I'm glad that the other information is out about, Dr. Rami writing to Lori Schiller without Wendy's consent, giving Wendy an update, and then having this letter be used as in court as a weapon against Wendy is ridiculous. I'm glad that things are being exposed, but I do have a lot of questions about the way in which um, this complaint, where it came from. Now, my understanding is that matters of like behavioral and medical, all of that, any investigation that Dr. Rami might be going through, like his licensing, that is all of public information and matter. So when I did a basic Google search, right? So take it for what it's worth. Okay. Take it for what it's worth. This is Google. This is not fact. This is Google. All right. But just doing an AI overview of what is being said about Dr. Rami. A psychiatrist practicing in New York has an average patient rating of 4.6 from an 11 review. He is a board certified in psychiatry and a graduate of Tel Aviv University of Medicine. Patient generally report positive experiences, highlighting his clear explanation, trustworthiness, low wait times, friendly staff, and easy scheduling. Some patients review also express appreciation for his brilliance and dedication. So he's got like an average review. I mean, I would say below average. 11 reviews out of 4.6. I mean, I guess I'd like to see what the low reviews look like or what they are alleging happened. But let's get into this. Now, what we don't know from this complaint, again, which was submitted back in 2022, at least it looks like it was submitted sometime in 2022, because I don't have a date on this. I do wonder what the outcomes was of this investigation. Did they investigate it? Did they review it? What did they do with this? So it looks like this was a complaint that was submitted back in 2022 against Dr. Rami. And I think that if that is the only word of evidence that they have, I have a lot of questions about this. One of the questions that I have is why so many redactions, especially if these are like, is this through a legal doc or how this was obtained? I have a lot of questions about it. What do you make of this whole situation? This information specifically, this was shared to me by another source. And if there's more information, of course, I'll definitely share it. I'll see you guys on the next one. Rabbits out. Bye, guys.